man, so happy to see you. But you're freaking me out, man, because the last time you and I saw each other, you were blonde. What's going
Yes.
on, man? You've changed the hair color.
You know what? I have a requirement in my life where I need to change things up in some capacity, and this time it happened to be my hair. No, I. The thing is, Rudy, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not a natural blonde. So the
This
yeah,
interview's done. It's done.
spoiler
It's done.
alert.
No, it's
Uh,
done. I can't believe you anymore.
so so the issue is doing at home highlights is not for the faint of heart.
Mhm.
And I also, which I know we're going to talk about, wanted to have a different sort of image that reflected the music that I'm making right now. And darker hair just felt right. So here we are.
Here we are. Well, I can't believe. Look, man, I took the braids out. You know, the braids
Oh,
are
you
gone.
did?
Yeah,
Everyone's just making things happen.
yeah.
That's what I have to
You know,
say.
I think what it is when you're in this lockdown. Of course, you and I are both in Toronto. We're on
Mhm.
Ontario, where lockdowns seem to be like happening every other day. You just want something different, not the same thing every day. And if it means you know taking braids out or cutting your hair or coloring it or whatever, at least you have the control of doing something different.
Don't even get me started on the cutting hair. Uh, if someone came and investigated my drains right now, they would think that I had trimmed my pet llama in my shower. Like it's just a nightmare. But you
Oh,
know what? We're living, we're thriving. It is what it is. I can't show you the back of my hair because I am starting a mullet, but that's fine.
that's
Yeah.
okay. Look, the thing is though, you've been putting out great music for the last couple of months. Congratulations on your last album.
Oh gosh,
What
thank
was the
you.
name of it again? It was
Tove.
okay,
Tove.
and there's this very
Yeah,
special meaning behind the name of the album and how you put this together. Can we talk a little bit about that, please?
of course. Yeah. So I put out Tove in January of this year. It's a album that is in three different acts, and there are a few songs on it that are actually for a dear friend of mine who passed away from stomach cancer at the beginning of the pandemic, like April of 2020, and she had just had a little baby. She had just bought a house and she had just got married. So all of these things happened over the course of the year leading up to her diagnosis. And then when she got her diagnosis, she was gone like maybe 3 or 4 months later. And I went to college with her. Like I was so, those people where you meet them and it feels as though you've known them forever.
Yeah, it's like you and me,
That
my friend.
Yeah, like it's that you just connect with certain people. So with her, it was just such a horrible thing. And I thought to myself, when I was finishing the album, well, what am I going to call this? I want to make sure it's something that, 10 years down the line, I'm going to love and still love. And I knew that Tova would be someone that I would always love and remember. So I named my album Tove. And
It's a
that's how that went.
it's a special album. One of the things I'm really happy about too is you put it to vinyl.
I didn't put it to I put it to CD, but
CD.
vinyl is in talks. Yeah, so I have CDs. They're sitting over there, but I'm excited about the CDs. They're in record stores, Rudy. Like I wet myself when I was able to I couldn't actually go into the record store to see it
uh,
because obviously COVID.
yeah.
But I got a photo of it on the shelf, and it's just such a dream come true, and it feels so cool to whenever you make something happen for yourself that you've always dreamed of. It's like such a self-actualizing feeling.
The thing I always say is I understand the way this new system is now where everything is in a cloud and you can just send it to whoever. I'm still an old school guy. If I can get it on physically hold it on vinyl or CD, I feel so much better with that. So for you to have it on CD, congratulations, man, on being
Thank
able to
you.
have something physical. It's
Yeah,
great to have in
it
your
makes
hands.
it
It's great to
real.
be able to read.
Yeah, absolutely, it makes it real. And it's a great feeling. I'll send you one, by the way. after this call. We'll
No, you're
get
not
one
going to
out to you.
send. No, 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 no. You're not going to send it
Yeah,
to me.
yeah,
When
yeah.
we get together,
Okay, yes, that works.
yes, then
I'll
you
bring
can
it.
give it to me because it's long overdue in a drink. And of course, our third party needs to be part of this too,
Chrissy
Christy.
will be
And
there. Yep.
yes, and we got to definitely do that. But like I said, you're putting out this great music. You've done something else too, where you've taken another new single, but you changed it. You basically you gave us a double bonus on a single.
Yeah, I get bored easy. So what I
No.
did, yeah. So I thought to myself when I was writing, well, I'll tell you the story. So
Okay.
I linked up with this group called Slow Dance, who are based in LA. And that's just one of the things that was born out of the pandemic is I started connecting with a lot of musicians, in particular queer musicians. So Slow Dance is a pair that work together and do amazing production. And I've always admired their stuff, and so has my producer, Gavin. So I said to them, let's work on something. And they came to me with this track. And we sort of finessed it together and massaged it together. And it's a totally different sound. It's really like kind of hyper pop, I like to say. And it's really fun. And I'm super, super excited for people to hear it. But after I finished making that song, I linked up with a gentleman.
Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
sorry, go
What's the
ahead.
song? We haven't said the name of the song yet.
Oh, yeah. Perfect World is the name of the song. So, yeah, I'm really doing amazing at PRing myself here. Um, so, Perfect World, the Red Pill edition is the version that Slow Dance worked on. Okay. And then what happened is I linked up with a gentleman who lives in the UK, who runs a podcast that I'm a huge fan of called Inside the Groove. And actually, you might be interested in this podcast. He takes Madonna songs and he breaks them down bit by bit and listens to the multi tracks and like sort of analyzes how the song is put together. The other thing he does is tells history around the writing of the song and how she conceptualized things. It's really interesting. So he took notice of me because I was literally stalking him online because I found all of his content so interesting. And he listened to my album and he really liked it, which I was very grateful that someone who analyzes Madonna likes my stuff. And he was like, I'd be interested in ever doing a remix if you have something coming out in the future. And I sent him Perfect World Red Pill Edition, and he came back to me with what I'm calling the Perfect World Blue Pill Edition. And it's a totally different take on the Red Pill Edition. And I have to, spoiler alert, it's very Madonna influenced. And it's super fun, super great to dance to. And I think people are really going to enjoy it. So Red Pill and Blue Pill editions are both out now.
I love the name on it. I love all of that. Lyrically though, like what's the story of this single
Mm.
about?
So the concept that I went to Slow Dance with when we started talking about working together was it was a time of turmoil in the world, in terms of so many different things going on, with COVID, Black Lives Matter, all of these different issues that were popping up, which ultimately have improved our society in some ways. Um, and I said to them, at one point or another, I just wish I could auto tune the world and, make things perfect so that we didn't have to deal with such BS.
Yes.
And that sort of concept was built out, and we came up with the concept for Perfect World. So the cover art's kind of interesting because it's pills and then there's little worlds spilling out of the pills. So it's I think way too much about these things, Rudy. Let's be honest.
You must have had a blast doing all of this.
It was really fun, and it's really cool to be able to collaborate with so many different people these days, something that I don't think would have happened if I was doing this just without pandemic, right? Like I would have probably stuck within my bubble, but it's forced me to go outside of my bubble. I now have several homes that I can go and stay in across the world. sometimes by protest, but but they're stuck with me now. But like there's all sorts of great people that have just come out of the woodwork, and it's really, really fun and almost has reinvigorated some of my passion. Not that I lost it, but it just, to have so many new perspectives on music and production and all of that, and to be able to hear people's, don't see how people work and see how they're putting together music. Everyone's unique, so there's all sorts of different ways that people like to come to the final product, and it's in turn bettering me, I think, as a songwriter too. So
Absolutely. You know,
mhm.
here you are, you're doing all this music stuff that you've been releasing, which is amazing. But there's other stuff that you've been doing too, because I've been seeing that you've been involved in several different podcasts and performances. Talk a little bit about that stuff that you've been doing.
Yeah, so I have a show. Actually, it'll be premiering this Sunday for season 4,
Mhm.
called Quarantine. And essentially, what that is it's a music video showcase for LGBTQIA plus individuals who make music. So what we do, it's kind of like, if you remember MTV's TRL.
Yes.
We show the music videos, and it's a positive space only. So we say only wonderful things and praise the artists and lift them up, and sort of just celebrate our community. And that was born obviously because people weren't able to tour at the beginning of the pandemic, and we were just like, how do we make this happen? So I do that with my friend Kisos, who's also a musician out of New York. But I also host an after show to that, which is wild and completely inappropriate and insane. And it's messy, but it's fun. Like for example, we play games on it with different artist guests. So for one game, I had an artist give me song titles of theirs, and then my friend Kisos and I, who both host this after show, had to draw renderings of that title with our tongue and food coloring on paper. And then the artist had to guess which title we'd drawn with our tongues. So like, it's stupidity, but it's fun, and it's, something that helps brighten people up a little bit. So that's starting up again, and you can actually find the link for that just on my website, coryjstewart.com.
What about performances? Any virtual or drive-ins being talked about for you?
I have been hesitant to do any virtual performances in specific because I'm just not set up equipment wise. And my worst nightmare is to, have some sort of tech issue, and then any potential new people who may not know me see that I'm crap or something. And then I have this whole fear.
Mhm.
So um, I think in the future, we may have some drive-in stuff, hopefully. I have recorded some special things that obviously are not live that will be airing throughout the next little while. I am a part of Toronto Pride. They're going to be airing something during their Pride Live session that's coming up on June 24th, I believe. So, things are starting to percolate, but we're not quite at the point where we're done, like where we can do fully live performances yet.
What about other new music? Are you working on that as we speak?
Yeah, so I'm working on, I don't know if it's an EP or an album yet, but I've got probably 6 tracks that are being worked on and developing right now. So,
Mhm.
and those are all with separate collaborators. My only standstill is because, as you know, our situation right now, I can't get into the studio to record vocal takes. So I am counting on that second shot. I'll tell you that, because that'll help things along a little bit. So, but yes, more stuff is coming. It's dark. It's really dark, but I think
Wow.
it's dark music that makes you dance.
Oh,
So,
cool. Is it reflecting
yeah,
what's been going on with COVID-19?
I think that, and also seeing so many people's stories struggling with depression, addiction, um, and just how people are suffering in silence, and reflecting that in music. Because and it's not to say that everything's like doom and gloom, but I think I'm trying to reflect real stories and real concepts that people are going through right now. Um, so hopefully when we get to the eventual point where we can go to nightclubs, we'll have something to remember all these times with my music. But yeah, it's going to be something different. I'm taking a left turn. So
Fantastic. Look, as we're
yeah.
wrapping this up, though, you kind of mentioned about, Black Lives Matter, so many people being attacked. Also,
The Asian
people,
community.
the Asian community.
Yep.
Also, people have lost loved ones, as we both have.
Hmm.
Also, people losing their jobs, and so many different things that we have seen in these last 14, 15 months.
Yep.
You have, as we've just spoke, no matter how tough things have been, you have been able to cut through this. You're one of those few who have been able to still find some kind of light, still find a hope, still finding a good pace to follow. What advice can you give folks out there to hopefully follow that same pace?
Oh gosh, you're loading me up there. um,
Here we go.
yeah, I mean, it's tough because everyone has their own way of coping and
Mhm.
dealing with whatever is faced with them, right?
Yeah.
I share this trait with you. I think where I'm better if I'm doing things and keeping busy and sort of distracting myself. Um, I will not say that it's been any easier for me in terms of like dealing with it. And there are going to be crap days and there may be crap weeks. But I think the one thing that I've always kept in my mind is that this is passing. This is a passing moment. This is not permanent. And I think that helps. Just even in the moment saying to yourself, what you're feeling right now is not forever. And that always seems to help me because it helps kind of push me to the, okay, well, tomorrow it'll be different. Or, and if tomorrow isn't different, the next day will be. And, it's keeping that perspective for me that's really helped.
You know what also helps too is being able to
What?
smile at life. And the reason why I say
Hmm.
that is because there are going to be people who are going to be watching this and going, is that who I think it is on his shirt? So please let everybody know exactly who you're wearing.
This is Bette Midler. And I told Rudy before the interview, I have to bring some sort of gay element to every single chat that we have. Yes, okay, a fun nerdy fact. Not many people know this, but Bette Midler did a rendition of the musical Gypsy back in like the early 2000s, and she played Mama Rose. So this is like a deep cut Bette Midler fan image from the movie. So yeah, I found it online and I became obsessed and I was like, bye, bye, bye. So yeah.
I love it, man. Look, I'm so glad that we got a chance to talk, not just because of music and everything else. It's just great to see you, man. Because, like I said, it's been a
You
long,
too.
long time since we have actually. I mean, we've talked on the phone, and
Yeah.
we've done interviews over the phone, but not being able to see
Yeah.
each other. So it's
I
so
know.
great to see you. So great that you're putting music out, not just because it's stimulating, of course, your your art, that what you do so well, but also because you're providing something so great for all of us to just not think about all the tough things and just enjoy those moments through your music, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
hopefully
for
that's
that.
the goal. Thank you so much for chatting with me as always.
And we'll see each other soon. That's a promise, right?
Oh my God, come on. You're like on the appointment book for like 2 weeks after the second shot. I'm going to show
Fantastic.
up at your door with my CD, Rudy.
I love it.
So,
My
yeah,
friend, thank you so much for the interview.
thank you so much.